Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol So Hare Krishna. So did everyone have nice rest last night? Slept nicely? So welcome to our fourth session. We had 3 sessions yesterday. And in the first session we spoke about the glories of the name of Sri Ramachandra. We spoke about Ram Nam Mahima. In the second class we took off from there and went into Sri Kulashekara's Mukundamala Stotra to see what the glorification of Sri Krishna Nam is. And then towards the end of the second class, we touched on the glories of Harinam. So the 3 seed names in our Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Rama, Krishna and Hari. We have 8 Hares, 4 Krishnas and 4 Ramas. So we studied the glories of Ram Nam, the glories of Krishna Nam very briefly. And then the end of the second session, we dropped off at Hari. The third session yesterday, we took off from Hari, understood the different references where the name of Hari is used. how the Bhagavad Gita talks about bhakti. Srimad Bhagavatam runs on the theme of bhakti and drops the final bomb in the last verse of the 12th canto with respect to chanting the holy name and offering obeisances. And in that context, we went to the sadhus in Vrindavan and we spoke about how they are bowing down to Krishna and chanting so many 100,000 names every day. Then we came up to the point to boil our inner intensity to say that they're doing so much, we're not trying to imitate or get to that platform. But the bare minimum we can do is chant our rounds properly. So we came down to that point. Then, after understanding the 3 seed names of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we came to the point of, if these names are so powerful, what is so special in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra when they're put together? We said that they are all cumulatively adding, but the Hare Krishna Mahamantra has something even more special than all the individual constituents of the names, and that is the contribution of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, the contribution of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not so much in giving this combination, because this combination is found in the Kali Santarana Upanishad. It was chanted even before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave in this combination is what he actually relished in this combination. And what he relished, we went to how Krishna became desirous to give up his position of being God, the supreme enjoyer, and became desirous to become the greatest devotee. Sri Krishna Chandra aspires to take the mood of Srimati Radharani and becomes Gaura Chandra. Shama Sundar becomes Gaura Sundar. Krishna Chandra becomes Gaura Chandra. The moon of Vrindavan becomes the moon of Navadvip. Let's chant a very wonderful verse to start our discussion. Araditam Navavanam Vrajakananaste Naraditam Navavanam Vrajeva Dure Aradito Dvijasuto Vrajanagaraste Naradita Dvijasuto Nataveha Krishna. Let's know what we chanted. Araditam Navavanam. Navavanam means Navadvip. Mayapurdam. Araditam. Anyone who worships the 9 islands of Navadvip, Araditam Navavanam Vrajakananaste. If someone worships Navadvip, then he worships Vrindavan. Naraditam Navavanam Vrajeva Dure. But if he doesn't worship Navadvip, then Vrindavan is a far-fetched reality. So when we worship Navadvip, we worship Vrindavan. Aradito Navavanam. If the 9 islands are worshipped, then we worship Vrindavan, the 12 forests. Na araditam. But if someone is not worshipping Navadvip, Vrajeva Dure. Vrindavan is a far-fetched reality. Aradito Dvijasuto. If someone worships the son of a Brahmana, which Brahmana? Jagannath Mishra. If they worship their son, who is? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Vrajanagaraste. They are worshipping the hero of Vrindavan, Krishna. Naradito Dvijasuto. But if they don't worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nataveha Krishna. Oh, then they are not worshipping Krishna. So the formula is very simple. We cry like this and we chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, please repeat. No Krishna.
No Krishna.
No Gauranga.
No Gauranga.
No Gauranga.
No Gauranga.
No Krishna.
No Krishna.
Now let's know what we chanted. If you know Gauranga, K-N-O-W, then you K-N-O-W Krishna. But if you N-O Gauranga, then you N-O Krishna. If you know Gauranga, you know Krishna. But if you know Gauranga, then you know Krishna. Some say, no, I will worship only Radha Krishna. Oh, without Gauranga, it's impossible. Why? Because if you see a difference between Gaura Leela, Gaura Tattva and Krishna Tattva, then we have not understood the Tattvas. Radha and Krishna have divine ecstatic love for each other. But that ultimately culminates in Krishna desiring to taste that love and coming down as Gauranga. The question could be, well, Krishna comes as Gauranga to taste the love of Srimati Radharani. Is he selfish just to taste it? No, he's selfless. He tastes it and he wants to spread it. Please chant. Prema rasa niryas korite aswadan rag marg bhakti loke korite pracharan. This means that Chaitanya has come for two purposes. One is to taste the mango of the fruit of divine love. And second, after tasting, it's really nice. You want it, Prabhu? Why God? Sharing it with Kali Jivas. And the Kali Jivas are saying, no, I don't want it. Because they don't even know what the mango is. And he's busy filling their pockets. No, if you just, in case, change your plan. You know. So this fruit of divine ecstatic love that Gauranga is tasting, he wants to share it in the dark age of Kali. But interestingly, he is adding his realizations in that tasting while giving it. So the fruit is already tasty, Krishna Prem, but when it is tasted by Gauranga first, then the sweetness increases, and that's what he's sharing out. And this is what he adds in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what we explained yesterday, the example of the thread and the flowers. The flowers always exist in the Kali Santarana Upanishad, but Gauranga is adding the thread of his realization. Therefore, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is what erupted from the heart of Gauranga, of Krishna, when he tasted Radha Bhav, and came out from his mouth. And that's what we are chanting. So therefore, His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj says a very beautiful thing. He says, when you chant the japa, when you chant our japa, he says every bead we should chant and touch as if we are massaging the toe of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The toes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are being massaged. You know, as we touch our beads, these are the toes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When we are chanting, we are massaging his toes, thanking him with gratitude for the gift that he has given, and access into that realm of love that we can't even fathom. His Grace Keshav Prabhu was just speaking now in the room, and he said, the world is such that we can't even fathom the love of the mother for her child. Let's say the mother is 80 years old and the child is 60 years old. Still the 80-year-old mother will spoon feed the 60-year-old man. You know, hey, you're not eating on time. Right? Keshav Prabhu just gave me this example. Is Prabhu around? He's not here. He just gave me this example in the room. And he said, this is the world that we live in. If an 80-year-old mother feeds a 60-year-old son, we can't fathom that love. What to speak of fathoming the love of Radha and Krishna? It's too lofty. But then it's possible only when they themselves give it to us. No one else can access it. And that is Sachinandan Gaura Hari. Yore me sahaballavi ramayate vrindavanam maharnisham yo kamsam nijagana kauravarane yo pandavanam sakha soyam vaishnava danda mandita bhuja sannyasa vesha swayam nisandeham upagata kshititale chaitanya rupa prabho. Garud Puran, prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vyasadeva says, Yo reme sahaballavi ramayate vrindavanam aharnisham. That same Krishna who during the days sports with the gopas and at the night takes the service from the gopis. That same Krishna, Yo kamsam ni jagana, who went to Mathura and slammed Kamsa to death, and Kaurava Rane, and slammed the Kauravas to death on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Yo Pandavanam Sakha, who's the friends of the Pandavas. That same Krishna, so I am Vaishnava Danda Mandita Bhuja Sannyasa Vesha Swayam. He has held a renunciation stick, and shaved his head with a shika. With saffron clothes, he has taken sannyas. Then Vyasadeva says, Nisandeham. Don't doubt. Don't doubt, he says. Upagata akshiti tale. That same Krishna has come on Bhumandal, Mother Earth, Chaitanya Rupa Prabhu. With the name of Chaitanya, and with a form which is completely Krishna conscious. So this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is what erupted from his lips. So this is what we discussed last night. So I just thought of spending about 10 minutes recapping what we did 3 sessions. Now our sessions begin right here. The topic continued is on the holy name, the speciality of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But for those who are writing down, please write 15 points for better japa. 15 points. And the plan is, I will go up to 11:30. That's another 1 hour. And then the next session that we have from 12 to 2, I speak from 12 to 1. And then at 1 o'clock, I open it for 1 hour of Q&A. And then we'll see whatever questions come. If they have not been addressed as of yet, we can take it ahead. So 15 points that we discuss in the 1 hour to 11:30, and then from 12 to 1. So 2 hours, we discuss these 15 points. Please write down. And please keep these notes very special. Till now, whatever you heard, even if you forget, that's fine. But this is what really matters. What we discussed yesterday, 3 classes, creates sambandha. It creates the relationship with the holy name. And now we're discussing abhideya. Abhideya means putting it to practice in our japa. Point number 1. What are the specialities of this mantra that we are chanting? So the first point that we mentioned is that this has been tasted by Gauranga. This is Krishna tasting love. So that's the first point. And we discussed about that profusely last night. Second point. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra has 16 words. And the Kali Santarana Upanishad describes that these 16 words, they destroy the 16 coverings of the soul. What are the 16 coverings of the soul? We have the 11 senses that we spoke about. 5 knowledge acquiring, 5 working, 5 plus 5 is 10. The 11th is mind, and the remaining 5 are earth, water, fire, air, ether. These 16 coverings of the soul get punctured through the 16 words of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this is why we want to chant this. Because we are covered 16 times, therefore we want 16 words, and when chanted we have to do that in 16 rounds. So that it rips apart. Next point. Really worth knowing. This Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a mantra in the mood of separation. So maybe put your pens down for a minute and let's pay attention, and then I'll give you time to write down. Oftentimes we see that there are other mantras also, especially the very famously known and closely followed mantra is Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Sham, Sham Sham, Radhe Radhe. That's a mantra which goes very close to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. So that's also 16 words. So why this, right? Well, we say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tasted this, yes. But there's a very special significance in this mantra that we chant. You see, this mantra is in the mood of separation. What does it mean? All the names of Radharani in our Hare Krishna Mahamantra, instead of Radhe, they are replaced by Hare. And the Nimbarki sadhus in Vrindavan, they say, well, we like to chant the mantra with Radhanam. We want to chant with Radhe Krishna, and so on and so forth. They say, no, you guys are just chanting Hare Krishna, we are chanting Radhe Krishna. But the interesting thing is, Hare is that name of Radharani when she is in separation from Krishna. And as a result of which, she has stolen Krishna's heart completely. Between the mood of meeting and the mood of separation, the mood of separation is valued higher. Why? Because when you meet Sambhoga, there's always there's a fear of futuristic separation. It's called as Bhavi Viraha, technically. Viraha means separation, Bhavi means in the consciousness. So when there is meeting between Radha and Krishna, There's always a fear in the mind. Oh, now I'll be separated. Oh, now I will lose Krishna. Oh, now I will lose his association. Oh, now he will leave me. So that thought is there in meeting. And as a result of which, Radharani doesn't realize the juice of meeting, because her mind is already racing with the fear of futuristic separation. But when there is separation, the longing to be with Krishna is 1,000,000 times higher. And from every atom, in every direction, Radharani is only thinking when Shyamasundar will come. And Krishna is thinking when I can meet Srimati Radharani. So this mood of separation is considered to be higher. Those tears are with only the aspiration that when can I see my Lord? When can I see my devotee? In contrast to, oh, now I will lose him. Is this clear? So Radha, this name with Krishna is their meeting, when they meet. But Hare is the mood of separation. And this is seen in the Mahamantra. The Acharyas describe that this Hare Krishna Mahamantra talks about union and separation, union and separation, union and separation many times. Let's run through it once. First, what happens? Radharani and Krishna, they're meeting. Hare. So they've already been separated. Now they're meeting. So Hare is meeting Krishna. Hare is meeting Krishna. But after Hare Krishna, there is separation. So Radharani goes, Krishna, Krishna. And Krishna goes, Hare, Hare. And when there is separation, now the beauty of Krishna's form is increased, because the beauty of Radharani's prema has increased. And beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Both are happening. Radharani's love in her heart for Krishna is increasing, as a result of which her vision is getting more finer. And naturally Krishna's beauty anyway keeps increasing. So both things are happening. As a result of which, after that Hare Hare separation, when Radharani meets Krishna, that Krishna who is all attractive now becomes very pleasing. And that is Rama. Krishna means all attractive. But when he's separated and when he comes back, oh, he seems very pleasing. Hare Ram. Oh, Hare Ram. And then when there is again separation, Ram Ram. And Krishna, who is so pleasing, Ram, is saying Hare Hare. So in this way, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, unlike the Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Sham, Sham Sham, Radhe Radhe, where there's only focus on meeting by the Nimbarki sadhus, which is wonderful in their mood. But in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, we talk about meeting and separation, and between the two, we value separation higher. Because when people would come to Srila Prabhupada and say, Prabhupada, I saw Krishna. That's a wrong thing to say in the first place, and that to Srila Prabhupada, it's a wrong thing to a wrong person. One lady came to Srila Prabhupada and said, when I chant, I see the red light. Prabhupada said, don't worry, continue chanting, it will go away. One boy came and said, in my dream, Krishna came and showed his lotus feet. And showed his ankle bells to me, and he was tinkling and ringing the ankle bell. Prabhupada said, very good. Continue chanting. And after the person left, Prabhupada looked at the servant and he said, this is not our mood. Narottam Das Thakur is praying, Pashane kuthibo matha anale pashibo gauranga gunera nidhi kotha gele pavo. Oh, where is my Lord? He Radhe Brajadevi ke chalalite, he Nanda Sonaha kutaha. Where is Radharani? Where is Krishna? Shri Govardhana Kalpa Pada Patale Kalindivane kutaha. Where is that Yamuna who flows next to the trees in the forest of Vrindavan? Goshantaviti Sarvato Vrajapure Kedair Mahavivhalau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghu Yugau Shri Jiva Gopalagau. I bow down to the 6 Goswamis who are always burning in fire of separation. So this is our mood. And therefore it is blissful to be in the material world. Why? Because you can find Krishna. You can see the Lord of your life. And that sparks in separation. And this mantra, when chanted, just like you take 2 pieces of wood and you rub, 2 stones in the olden generation, you rub, and they would get fire out of it. The fire is there, but by friction, it comes out. So our tongue and our lips, when rubbed, it creates the fire of separation. The friction creates the fire of separation in the heart. So Hare Krishna is the meeting. And then Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare is the separation. Then Hare Rama is again the meeting. And Rama Rama, Hare Hare is the separation. Another Acharya describes Hare Krishna Mahamantra as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's 8 sections of 2 words each. The Acharyas commenting on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra also say that each of these 8, let's say, phrases, they constitute 3 hours of pastimes of Krishna. So which means 8 times 3 is 24. So if someone chants the holy name purely, if they just say Hare Krishna purely, at a very advanced stage, the heart can perceive, with the consciousness of love, can perceive 3 hours of pastimes of Krishna. And then with another Hare Krishna, another 3 hours. And then with Krishna Krishna, another 3 hours. And then with Hare Hare, another 3 hours. So just with the first line, you can perceive 12 hours of pastimes of Krishna. And if someone chants the name purely, then one can get the entrance into 24 hours of eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Starting with Gauranga and then Radha Krishna. This is what the name can offer. But then when we are not attentive to the name, we don't value it. Prabhupada would say, Apan dhan bilai diye bikha mange pore kache. Any Bengalis here? Okay. Prabhupada said, it means you throw away the diamond that you have and then go and sit outside somebody's house begging for stones. Which means we have the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and we devalue it and then go around for other processes and other things. That's like begging for stones. So this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when chanted purely, can reveal, a pure chanter can have everything in his, in his possession, so to speak. The chanting opens up everything. Please chant. Nama Chintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto, Abhinnatvam Nama Namino, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranyatha, Mantratas Tantratas Chidram, Desha Kalarha Vastuta, Sarvam Karoti Nishchidram, Anu Sankirtanam Tava. So beautiful. In the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 22, especially in the context of Bali Maharaj and Vamandev, the verse that Shukdev Goswami speaks is that all other processes have faults. Mantra has faults because you can make mistakes in pronunciation. Tantra, your process, how you work things, can have faults. Desha, the place where you perform a yajna, can have faults because it's possible 200 years ago there could be a body dug underground. Or according to Vastu, it may not be okay. Or maybe there was a suicide and there are ghosts and spirits around. Desha, Kalha. Maybe the time is not auspicious. Maybe this is Rahu Kal. Maybe the time is not auspicious for anything. And Vastu, maybe the ingredients that we are using is not proper. It's not pure enough. Maybe the Purohit, the Pujari who's performing it, is not in pure consciousness. They all can have faults. But the answer given is Sarvam Karoti Nishchidram. All of those faults get filled up by the faultless process of chanting the names of Krishna. This can't have faults. Absolutely no. And when we come to the section of the pronunciation, we'll make that point. So we must understand this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a very high class mantra. Very, very high class. Other mantras which have, let's say, Om Krishnaya Namaha, Om Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. They all are wonderful, but they give us access into Dasyaras, servitude in Vaikuntha. But this mantra is Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana. It descends from Golok. And how do we understand this? Well, Radha and Krishna are in Golok. and Krishna tasting Radharani's love and coming as Gauranga and erupting it. So the origin is in Golok. And for those who accept it, they can go back to Golok. Other mantras don't have the name of Radharani. They all have Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha, and so on and so forth. They have the names of Krishna, but they don't have the name of Radharani. But our Hare Krishna Mahamantra has Radharani in vocation. O Radha, 8 times. Hare is Hara. Hara is Radharani. So when you call out to Radharani 8 times out of 16 times every mantra, well, then you naturally go to her homeland. Right? Out of 16 words, if 8 of those words are for Radharani, then you're naturally going to her land. And her land is Goloka Vrindavan. So this is so special about this place. Even in Goloka Vrindavan, where Radharani, if she's in separation from Krishna, to pacify her separation, she chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And this is quoted in Garga Samhita and Brahma Vaivarta Puran. That Radharani, in separation from Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And therefore, when Krishna tastes that separation of Radharani, he's chanting what she chants. And that is Hare Krishna. So it's interesting. Krishna came in this world to satisfy his inner desire, to fulfill his inner quest of devotion. And look who's getting benefited, all of us. This is why he's most merciful. No other incarnation tasted the love of Srimati Radharani. Narsinga is not tasting the love of Srimati Radharani. Varaha is not tasting the love of Srimati Radharani. Ramachandra is not tasting the love of Srimati Radharani. But it is Krishna who's tasting as Gauranga and giving us the remnants. So therefore this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when chanted purely, can open up the realm of reality to perceive 24 hours of pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Isn't that wonderful? When we don't perceive that, we need Netflix. We need television. Because it's the nature of the soul to watch something. And when we don't watch those pastimes, that higher dimension of reality, that's when Vishayavini vartante niraharasya dehinam. We look for the lower source of pleasure. So we have to switch that off and chant the Mahamantra with sincerity so that someday the rubbing of our tongue and our lips in our chanting process will spark the fire of separation in the heart, opening up 24 hours of these pastimes. But it's a very exalted stage, but still possible in the human form. So that's the first point as far as the beauty of this mantra. Second point. We chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, no doubt. But then before every mantra, before every round, we chant the Panchatattva mantra. Let's value that. Why are we chanting the Panchatattva mantra? Let me put it out to the devotees out here. Why do you think we are chanting the Panchatattva mantra? Yes, Prabhu in the back.
To be forgiven of any sins while chanting the holy name.
So that our chanting is offenseless, free from offense. It's not that we will stop committing offense, it's just that the Lord will stop accepting it. Please chant. Krishna nama kore, Krishna nama kore, aparadhera vichar. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Krishna nama kore aparadhera vichar. That Krishna nam only sits and notes down all of our offenses. But Gaurnam, do you think Gaurnam takes our offense, considers our offenses? It doesn't. Please chant. Gauranam, Gauradham, Gaura Rupa Gun, Aparada Nahi Mani, Tarite Nipun, Chaitanya Nityananda, Nahi Esa Vichar, Namale, Prema De, Vahe Ashrudhar. Everyone understood? Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat describe Krishna's holy name considers offenses. He's doing like this, he's doing like that. Krishna is busy taking notes. बहुत लिखते हैं वो. He's chanting like this. Oh, he's not chanting properly. 7th offense, 8th offense, 12th offense. You know what the 12th offense is? Using our phone. Lokanath Maharaj said 11th offense is to be inattentive, 12th offense is to use our cell phone while chanting. So Krishna's taking notice about all that. But Gauranga Mahaprabhu is like, forget it, I exhausted all my books, I must stop writing. In Kali, no point taking notes. Whatever you want to do, you do. I'm not going to consider, don't worry. So therefore, it's interesting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityananda to spread the name of Krishna. Prabhu ra agyay bhai. Bhage mage bhiksha. Bolo Krishna. Bhajo Krishna. Koro Krishna Siksha. Chaitanya told Nityananda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityananda Prabhu that go and spread the name of Krishna to everyone. But Nityananda Prabhu is on our camp. He understands. Krishna nama kore aparadera vichar. Even if I spread the name of Krishna, name considers offenses and Kali Jivas will all do offenses. So no point spreading Krishna now. What did he do? Mridanga, please. Because Nityananda means Balaram and Balaram means Mridanga. So I need a Mridanga to explain this. What did Nityananda do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him spread the name of Krishna. But Nityananda Prabhu strategized something very interesting. Please chant. He went and spread Bhaja Gauranga Kaha Gauranga Laha Gaurangera Naam Re Je Jana Gauranga Bhaje Se Hoy Amar Pran Re Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nach Re Amar Man O Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nach Re Amar Man Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gur Hari Bol Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him spread the name of Krishna. But our Patita Pavan Parama Dayala Eka Chakra Dhameshwara Avaduta Shiromani Nityananda Prabhu, he went and spread the name of Gauranga. He went and said Bhaja Gauranga Kaha Gauranga Are Laha Gaurangera Naam Re Je Jana Gauranga Bhaje Se hoy nitayra pranare. He said, just chant Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. And if you chant Gauranga, you'll become very dear to me. And if you become dear to me, he will accept you. This was his formula. So Chaitanya, so it's interesting. Krishna works on the principle of justice. He works on the principle of justice. If on a paper of 100, the passing is 40, you write the paper, you write properly for 45 or 50, Krishna will correct and he will give, 45, 42. You write for 45, you get 45. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knows justice will not work. Bichare sab fail ho jayenge. Everyone will flunk the test. So he runs on mercy. Gauranga stands like this. Two meanings to that. That lofty fruit he's tasting and giving out to those who are following. But at the same time, he's saying, if this is justice, I rate mercy higher than that. Another meaning, he pulls jivas from here and gives them the higher destination. So many meanings to Gauranga. So he works on mercy, not justice. Which means, he says, you come, you make a sincere effort. Doesn't matter, I will give you pass mark. You will not fail. You write for 10, 20, 30, but you write something, sincerely you study and come. I will give you 40 and you will pass. This is Chaitanya. But that doesn't work for us. Kuch aata hi nahi, padhai nahi kiya. We have not studied anything. So we go to Nityananda. Nityananda Prabhu says, come, write your name and go home. Don't write anything. Just come, write your name, go. You'll get pass mark. But then we are so lazy, we are like, to write my name, do I have to come to school? You know? Nitai says, that's all I can do. Look, I have nothing else in my... This is the maximum I can do. You have to minimum come and write your name. I said, but you know, it's too much. Prayen alpa yusha sabhya kalo asmin yuge jana. Manda sumand matayo. Manda bhagya rupadya. Nityananda says, look, if you want it, this is what you have to do. Or, go and speak to Prabhupada. You go to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, kuch ho jayega? Some possibility. Prabhupada says, don't worry. You stay at home, I'll write your exam. Don't worry. I'll do it for you. You hold my dhoti, I'll take you. But now our problem is, dhoti pakadna hai? Should I hold the dhoti? It's getting so difficult. Prabhupada says, look, this is the maximum I can do. There's no other. You minimum have to hold my dhoti. Otherwise, how will I take you? It's a little tough. Haath dukh raha hai mera. I have no other option, says Prabhupada, or else you go and talk to your Gurudev. Gurudev says, stay at home, do your sadhana properly, follow my instructions. I will take you back home, back to Gaudi. Don't worry. But now we can get lazy on that. So the point is, Krishna's name considers offenses. But Nityananda went out spreading the name of Gauranga. And that's how saved. In fact, in the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Nityananda came and he ordered Maya Devi to lift her net over the conditioned souls. And Maya Devi lifted her net. He attracted all the jivas immediately with Gaurnam. And he says that anyone who chants the name of Gauranga becomes dear to me. And he becomes the recipient of prema. So one must chant the name of Chaitanya. Krishna's name, how long does it take to chant and get love of God in? Oh, long time. Long time. You remember session number 1 where Parvati Devi was listening about the glories of Ram Nam? Oh, then she started chanting Ram Nam, but it didn't fructify. So she came to Lord Shiva back again. And she said, you are chanting some name which is bringing you ecstasy. I am trying to chant the same name but no ecstasy. This is not fair. You're not sharing everything with me. I hardly get to know anything. You don't tell me all the secrets. He says, okay, what do you want to know? Give me a mantra that will fructify. I already gave you Ram's name. It's not working. What are you chanting? Shiva said, I'm chanting Krishna's name. Parvati said, okay, I need that name. He blessed her and she was in ecstasy for a couple of hours, but then she started chanting Krishna Nam. Oh, it didn't fructify for a long time. Came back to Lord Shiva. He's dancing like a madman. Completely intoxicated in divine transcendental love. In his purity he's dancing. And Mother Parvati says, what name are you chanting? He said, I'm chanting the name of Gauranga. She said, well then why are you giving me a name that you're not chanting? Huh? Lord Shiva said, I want you to experience the value of Gaurnam. Mother Parvati took shelter of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's name in Navadvip Dham, in a place called Simantadvip, and then became endowed with divine ecstatic love. Lord Shiva took her to Simantadvip in Navadvip, and then she started chanting Gauranga! How many of us are remembering His Holiness Jayapataka Swami? Maharaj gets ecstatic chanting Gauranga, Gauranga. Even recently, a few years ago, Maharaj had come to the Middle East and we had darshan of Maharaj there. And it was so difficult with Maharaj's health. So difficult. You know, literally so tough. No mere mortal can do what he's doing. And Maharaj is moving. And devotees are chanting. Maharaj can't even, you know, like move. But looking at the devotees, he's going, and everyone started jumping. And he's like, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. So Mother Parvati started chanting Gauranga Nam, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared and blessed her with prema. So the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very special. Therefore, Prabhupada said, before we take shelter of Radha Krishna's Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we take shelter of Panchatattva Mahamantra. In fact, in Prabhupada's pastimes, it's described. When Prabhupada gave the initial initiations, 1966-67, they would ask Prabhupada, what do we do with these japa beads? And Prabhupada would say, you accept them from me, and you hold the Sumeru bead, the first bead, and you touch the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the picture. Prabhupada would tell his disciples like that. You take the beads, you find the Sumeru bead, and you touch it to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's picture and pray so that you're free from offenses, and then you continue chanting. So in this way, before every round, we must take shelter of Panchatattva so that we are free from our offenses. So this is the second point. We have to value and pray to Panchatattva, Gauranga and Nityananda. Because Gauranga gives mercy to those who deserve, and Nityananda gives mercy to those who don't deserve. So we have to take shelter of Gaur and Nitai. Please chant. Je Gaurangera Namale,
Je Gauranga Namale,
Tara Hoy Premudai. Narottam Das Thakur says, anyone who says Gauranga, surely his heart will erupt with love. Gaurangera Madhur Lila, Jara Karne Praveshila, Hridaya Nirmala Bhelotara. So one should chant the name of Krishna, praying to Gauranga, and also hear the pastimes of Chaitanya. By that, the heart will be cleansed. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, if someone wants Krishna Prem quickly, then one must make sure that one reads Chaitanya Bhagavat 108 times in life. The good news is we have, in iskcon, we have our copies of Chaitanya Bhagavat. So we can read. If not 108 times, we can at least start with one. Right? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, if you read and hear the pastimes of Gauranga, chant the Panchatattva Mahamantra and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, very soon all the offenses will die. Because they are the avatar for this age. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, the Siksha Guru for Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he said something very interesting. He said, if you want prema through your chanting process, regularly in Kirtan you chant, Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari,
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari,
Patita Pavana Gaura Hari, Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Patita Pavana Gaura Hari. He said yes, and you continue and then chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and in this way Mahaprabhu will shower mercy. This was Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj's, input. In fact, some of them even attribute this Panchatattva Mahamantra to Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. They say it was Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj out of ecstasy who gifted this Panchatattva Mahamantra in the Sampradaya. I don't have praman for that, but I've heard Vaishnavas say that. So that's the second point. First point, valuing the mantra. Second point, valuing the Panchatattva Mahamantra. Third point, where to sit and chant is the question. What are some suggestions? Is it good to sit and chant, or stand and chant, or walk and chant, sleep and chant? What are your suggestions? Sit and chant? Why?
Posture comes right.
Posture comes right, okay. That's a good answer. Yes, Mataji?
Control the body, then we can focus our mind easily, it helps.
Yes, as far as the chakras are also concerned, when they're aligned properly, you're sitting with the right posture, the chitta is steady, is stable, because it's not agitated with movements. You're sitting down, your subtle body, your chitta is stable, and in that it's easier to meditate with the right posture. Yes?
If you sleep and chant, you're not concentrating on the mantra.
So therefore you should not lay down and chant, okay? Unless someone is very, very tired, or let's say
Or sick.
sick, yeah, really, but you want to complete your rounds and you're bedridden, that's the way you go. Yes? Another Krishna.
You can concentrate when you're sitting and chanting.
Yes, when you sit and chant in a nice yogic posture, it's easier to focus. But for those who have, let's say, lower back problem, knee problem, feel free to use a chair. It's not that. This is the best, to sit in Ardha Padmasan, Vajrasan, or Purna Padmasan, to sit in a proper yogic posture is the best. But if not, feel comfortable. Not too straight a back and not too, you keep comfortable in such a way that you can continue chanting. If you feel very sleepy while you're sitting, what do? You stand up. You stand. You wash your face, cold water, you stand and chant. If that is a problem, you try to walk. And even while walking sometimes, if you feel, some jerks of sleep, then at that time you should run and... No. Don't run and chant. Don't run and chant. I was saying in one class, in Hindi, बैठते समय यदि आपको नींद आए तो उठकर जप करना चाहिए. उठकर यदि आपको नींद आए तो चलकर करना चाहिए. और यदि चलकर आपको नींद आए तो भागकर जप नहीं करना चाहिए. You should not run and chant. At that time, if you're walking and you're still feeling sleepy, it means you really need sleep. Tell the beat bag that I will come back to you very soon. But for now, my body is really tired. There's no point forcing a meditative process when the body is not properly rested. But make sure it's not your mind which is tricking. Sometimes the sleep may come because of inattention, no taste, although we have rested for 7 hours. So that time we want to be more loyal to the process, wash our face. Sometimes it works. Keep your bead bag aside, chant a few prayers. Sing a nice, take your kartal, sing a nice Vaishnav bhajan in front of your Thakurji, in front of your deities. Do parikrama of Tulsi or temple, or read something, or hear something for about 5-10 minutes on the holy name, and then get back. Try different ways, mix and match. But it's best to sit and do in one place. It's very steady. The chitta stays steady. Where to sit and chant is the question. Yes? At the temple. Very nice. Devalaya. It's always wonderful to have, as they say, I heard you have a sacred sound retreat of Indradimna Maharaj. Sacred sound, is that what it's called? Yeah, sacred sound. So the holy name is sacred sound, but we also need sacred space. So it's best if you can fix one place every day, one specific place, And also I've seen devotees who have their own kusha mats. Nice, wonderful asana. So they use only that mat and they carry it even when they travel. I've seen nice brahmacharis and other Vaishnavas do it. They roll their kusha mats and they carry it. So they sit on that and chant their japa. Even wherever they are, it's still on that mat. So that's like, an affirmation that this is my place to chant my japa for Krishna. So you chant at the temple because it's very spiritual, right? As an environment. What else? Go ahead.
Somewhere where you won't get distracted.
Somewhere where you won't get distracted. Very nice. Finding a place in the house or let's say somewhere where not many people talking around. Because the tendency is when we are chanting, we feel like talking. Or when someone else is chanting, we feel like going and talking to them. Because we feel chanting is not a busy activity. He can still talk to me because just the fingers are moving. And oftentimes it happens, like 2 people are having a conversation and we see this. 2 people are having a conversation and the person who's talking, this person is listening, the person is talking and the person listening. And then when he speaks, the other person goes. Have you seen that? So it's like start and stop chanting. I mean, it's a conversation. And the other person feels, hey, even I can chant. But it's best to spend time with Krishna. Such a beautiful story, back to Lokanath Swami and His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj was the temple president in Juhu, and Lokanath Maharaj had just joined. So some important personalities had come to meet His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj, and Giriraj Maharaj was sitting in the temple room chanting. So they came to Lokanath Maharaj and they said, can you call your temple president? So Lokanath Maharaj came there to call Giriraj Maharaj. There's someone to, come in to talk to you. Giriraj Maharaj was chanting and he told Lokanath Maharaj, just tell them that I'm busy. So Lokanath Maharaj came and told the guests that actually the temple president is very busy. Later, after the chanting, he came to Giriraj Maharaj and he said, you told me to tell them that you're busy, but you're just chanting. So Giriraj Maharaj said, chanting means an appointment with Krishna. So Lokanath Maharaj says this story to say how I learned from Giriraj Maharaj. It's so wonderful that they're all great souls, but they go through the motions of human society to teach us how we should be. That chanting of our japa is a personal one-on-one appointment with the Supreme Lord. If we are speaking to, let's say, Barack Obama, you're not going to entertain anything else in that time. That 10 minutes that you have with Obama, Mr. Obama, is President Obama, is like, it's everything. You're going to give, phones on silent. You just want to give complete attention. And Krishna has millions and billions of such great presidents at his feet. So why shouldn't we give him complete attention? So yes, in the temple, in a place where we're not distracted, that you have to pick in your house or a place. It may be differ from person to person. Yes, go ahead.
Sitting near deities at home.
Wonderful. Sitting near the deities. Why would you say near the deities? Yes, Krishna.
Because you are chanting for them.
Wonderful. Did you hear that mood? You're chanting for them. Maybe you put your hands down. I'll just speak on that and then I'll get back to you. So what is this mood of chanting for them? There are different levels of chanting. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Chaitanya Shikshamrita gives 4 levels of chanting. You can write it down, it's very beautiful. He said the 4th level of chanting, is out of fear. Where the person fears, if I don't chant my rounds, I get this sin of disobeying my spiritual master. If I don't chant my rounds, I will fall down in consciousness. It's out of fear. Just so that the negative effect of not chanting should not come to me, therefore you chant. You see? It's like saying, I want to go back home, back to Godhead, because this world is a dirty place. It has nothing to do with Krishna. But I want to go there because I don't want to be here. So like that, I don't want the sins of disobeying my spiritual master or fall down in consciousness. Therefore, I want to chant. That's the 4th class. 3rd class. The person has material desires. And he thinks by chanting the holy name, it will be fulfilled. So he wants the material desire, and therefore he's using the holy name as a means to get it. Like, I'll tell you an interesting story of a Mataji who started off like this and went up the ladder. I know a Mataji in Mumbai. So she comes from a let me put it like this. She used to come from, as far as finance is concerned, money is concerned, wealth, economic background is concerned, she was not so well to do. And a single mother, 2 children, and she was finding it tough to keep the bills and make the ends meet. So she came to one of the programs and they said, by chanting the holy name of Krishna, all material desires will be fulfilled. So she came to the speaker with sincerity and she said, can I get wealth if I chant? Because I need wealth. He said, definitely, you can get Narayan, why not Lakshmi? You will. So she sincerely started chanting with that desire. She would do it. She was trying everything. She was working 2 jobs in India. And it was not like a high-paying job. She was really working hard for her 2 children. And she started chanting 16. And then she came back to the speaker and said, nothing's happening. I've been chanting for 6 months. The speaker said, why don't you double your chanting? She started doing 32. Then she became so intense, she started doing 48. She started doing 64. She did 64 for quite some time. And you'll not believe what happened. She somehow came across a very high-paying job opportunity. Somehow. It fell on her lap. She started working there, making money. Initially, she was living in a rented place. Over a couple of years, she made money to think of having her own house. She got her own house, moved with her kids. 5 years later, purchased another house. put that house on rent. And now wherever she walks around giving classes on the holy name. She said, Krishna tricked me. She said, he put the objective, the third on the level that we're talking about out of 4, of material desires in front of me, and I went chasing for that wealth, and that wealth bill kept slipping towards him, and I went running behind it, and I got it finally at his feet. Which means, now when she's chanting the holy name, she is relishing the process so much. Now she's praying, Krishna, I don't care what the finances are. I really don't care. The process of chanting your names is so blissful. So I'm glorifying that Mataji, how she actually transitioned from the third motivation, which is material desires, and went up. So we all may have material desires, and the holy name can fulfill it. However, the holy name can give Krishna, which is like $1 million. And material desires are like $100 bill. So ask for the bigger fruit. Everything else will follow. Ask for the queen, her maidservants will come along. Don't beg for the maidservants, the queen won't come. But beg for the queen, her maidservants must come. Beg for devotion, bhukti, mukti, siddhi, everything will come along. So this is the third, fulfill material desires. Now the second motivation. The second motivation is duty bound. I have evolved as a human being. Krishna has given me eyes. Krishna has given me a tongue. You know, if this tongue I don't use in the chanting of the holy name, it's useless. I must use it in chanting the holy name of Krishna. Please chant. Vaktum samarthopi apina bhakti kaschet aho jananam vyasanabhimukhyam jivhe pibasva amritame tadeva amritame tadeva Govinda damodara madhaveti He Krishna He Yadava He Sakheti O Govinda damodara madhaveti O Govinda damodara madhaveti Govinda damodara madhaveti Vaktum samartho api na vakti kashchit aho jananam vyasanabhimukhyam jivhe pibasva amritametadeva Govinda damodara madhava iti. The point is, I have a tongue. Dogs also have tongue, but that's to bark. My tongue is to chant the names. What am I doing? I am wasting my days. You see, sometimes you become that introspective sage. And that's good. That's the second level out of the 4 levels. Duty bound. The 4th is fear bound. The 3rd is desire bound. The 2nd is duty bound. And first is what Krishna said. To chant for the pleasure of Krishna. See how spontaneously he said it. All these children have evolved over lifetimes doing Hari Bhakti. It's not that somehow eureka, they've all become devotees now. They have been worshipping Krishna for hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes. Now so spontaneously it comes out, why should you chant close to the deities? For their pleasure. That's first class. So the mood is, here's the mood. We sit close to the deity and we tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you wanted jivas to chant, right? You will be happy when jivas in Kali chant. For the pleasure of your ears I'm chanting. I don't care about the cleansing of my heart. I don't care about the fulfillment of my desires. I don't care about liberation from this world. I don't even care for love of Godhead. I care for pleasing you. Mukhe Hari Bol Bhai.
Mukhe Hari Bol Bhai.
Again. Mukhe Hari Bol Bhai.
Mukhe Hari Bol Bhai.
Ei matra bhiksha chahe.
Ei matra bhiksha chahe.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say, Mukhe Hari Bol Bhai, O Kali, Jivas, from your tongue just chant the name Hari. Ei matra bhiksha chahe. This is the only alms as a sannyasi I'm begging for. So he used to beg Jivas to chant. We are sitting close to him and saying, Gauranga, please don't beg. You want the alms, the charity of the holy name? We are ready to sit at your feet and chant. For your pleasure. If Gauranga comes to us and says, can you chant the names of Krishna 25,000 times every day? Which means 16 rounds. That's 1,728 beads. Times 16 would come close to 25,000 names. If Gauranga says, can you sit here for my pleasure and chant 25,000 names? Won't we do it? Yes or yes?
Yes.
The first one or the second one?
First.
Okay. Gauranga, you want 25,000 times? I'm going to do more than that. I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy with me. This is chanting. Hanuman Preshaka Maharaj gives a very beautiful understanding. He says, what is japa? He says, japa. Ja means chant with your jaw and count with your paw. So this is jaw, paw. You chant with your jaw and count with your paw, with your hand. Just like the animals have paws. So like that. So we chant with our mouth and we move with our hands. So first class is to sit close to the deities. But guess what is even more valuable than sitting close to the deities or beneficial? Yes.
Associating with devotees.
Associating with devotees. Please sit near Tulsi and chant. It is so wonderful. Why to chant close to Tulsi? Please repeat. Nirantara namalo.
Nirantara namalo.
Kara tulasi seva.
Kara tulasi seva.
Achirata pabe tumi.
Achirata pabe tumi.
Krishnera charan.
Krishnera charan.
When the prostitute asked Haridas Thakur, how can I be free from my nature and become an elevated devotee? Haridas Thakur just said two things. Water the Tulsi plant every day and circumambulate and sit close to her and chant the holy name. All purity will come. Do Tulsi Seva and do Nam Seva and you're good to go. So find a Tulsi plant and sit close to Tulsi and chant the holy name as much as you can. Tulsi is very, very important. Kashchit tulasi kalyani.
Kashchit tulasi kalyani.
Govinda charana priye.
Govinda charana priye.
In the 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, when the gopis are searching for Krishna, they go around searching for Shyamasundar and they're asking all the trees. There's a tree called Ashoka. What is it called?
Ashoka.
Ashoka means he who has no shoka, he who has no sadness, he who is very happy. In Sanskrit, that's called Ashoka. But Shoka means sadness. So the gopis are telling the Ashoka tree, oh Ashoka, please make us Ashoka. Take away our lamentation, our shoka, distress in separation from Krishna. But when all the trees are quiet, they're not responding to the gopis. The gopis are getting angry. They say, after all these trees are male members. The male are hard-hearted. Matajis, you can laugh at this joke. The gopis are saying, all these trees after all are male. They're hard-hearted. Let's ask a female who can understand our heart. And they ask Tulasi. Kashchit tulasi kalyani.
Kashchit tulasi kalyani.
Govinda charana priye.
Govinda charana priye.
Oh, Kashchit. Tulasi. Oh, Tulasi means she who is matchless. Where's Atulya Mataji? Is she around? She's there somewhere? Outside? Okay. The word Atulya means she who has no comparison. Tulya means equal. Atulya means unequaled. And that's the synonym word for Tulasi. Jinki tulana kini se bhi na ho, wo Tulasi. She who is matchless. The gopis are calling Tulasi, oh, she who is matchless. Govinda Charana Priye, you're always situated at the feet of Govinda, which means you know where Govinda is. Please tell us where he is. Because you're always at his feet. So the point is, when the gopis are in separation from Krishna and want to connect to Krishna, they take shelter of Tulsi. The land is not called Radhavan or Krishnavan, it's called Vrindavan. So it's Tulsi who connects even Radha and Krishna while in separation. So what about us? We are separated from Krishna. So we take shelter of Krishna Naam by taking shelter of Tulsi. So sit close to Tulsi and chant, repeat Krishna Naam, and the benefit is 10,000 times higher according to Hari Bhakti Vilas. So this is as far as where to sit and chant. Please tell me, what is the right time to chant? Let me reframe, because every time is auspicious to chant. But what time is the most fruitful that you want to give for your japa? Yes?
Brahma Muhurta.
Brahma Muhurta. Why would you say Brahma Muhurta?
Because it's very early and it's good to chant very early.
It's good to chant when early. Why would you say Krishna like that?
You can concentrate more.
You can concentrate more. Why? Early in the morning, you can concentrate. The mind is fresh after sleep. You've slept all night. You haven't had conversations that early in the morning with anyone. So the mind is not clouded with any fresh impressions for the day. It's fresh, straight from sleep. You're woken up and you want to give the first day to Krishna, the first time of the day. Yes, Krishna, go ahead.
You saying in the other class that Krishna and Brahma Muhurta used to mark the heart.
Yes, I'm coming to that. Yes.
Mark all the houses which to steal next.
Yes.
So you were saying.
So sweet.
So we should chant in Brahma Muhurta so they can mark our heart also.
Jai Ho. So beautiful. Did everyone hear what Krishna said? Okay, this is Krishna's wonderful realization. Please everyone listen to this. It's so sweet. And of course Krishna is saying this because he's talking about Krishna. You know, takes one to know one. So Krishna is saying this point on the basis of Shastra, that all day long Krishna, no, it's not you, but all day our Krishna, you're also our, but let's say Yashoda's Krishna. Now that's, instead of Satyadari Mataji's Krishna. So Krishna in the spiritual world, or let's say when he comes in the Prakat Leela, the manifest pastimes here, all day he's busy. 12 hours he spends at Govardhan with his friends. So he's busy all day. Absolutely busy all day. When does he decide which house to attack? It's described early in the morning. So Krishna is sleeping all night, but early in the morning, 1.5 hours before sunrise, when it's dark in Vrindavan, he gets up from his bed with all his friends and says, "Chalo, let's go. The mind is peaceful. Let's go and disrupt other minds." So they go and plan which house we have covered till now as far as stealing butter is concerned, and how we're going to continue our process. Which is the next house we're going to attack today. So Subal says, I think that's a good house. Strategically we can run out from there. And when the gopis come here, one can escape like that. No, that's a good suggestion. Let's mark that house. So 4 o'clock in the morning, Krishna along with his friends, he marks the house where he wants to steal butter. So Acharyas describe, since Krishna walks around at 4 o'clock in the morning to know where to steal butter, if you are awake, it's possible he may mark your heart and steal the butter of your emotions for him. So therefore we have to be awake at that time. We have to be awake to chant. And when you call him, the probability of he coming is higher. Why? Naham vasami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshu va yatra gayanti madbhaktaha tatra tisthami narada. Oh, where my devotees call out to me, that's the place where I am there. So if you say Krishna, Govinda, Mukunda, Keshava, Madhusudana, Radharamana, Radha Vallabha. When you call out these names, Krishna sees, who's that person calling me? And if it's early in the morning when anyway he is taking a stroll outside to see where to steal, the probability of that person's heart being stolen is higher. Is this interesting? Krishna steals, he marks the pot of our heart to steal the butter of our mood. Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj gives one more reason as to why we should wake up and chant in the morning. He says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walks between 3 and 7 in the morning, giving prema. These are words of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Gurudev. He says between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., Gauranga Mahaprabhu walks around giving Krishna prema. What is he giving? Krishna prema. That means, what does Krishna prema mean? Love of God. Yes, simple. Everyone's like, can't be that simple. Must be something complicated. No, simple. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is walking around giving love of Godhead between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. every morning. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj says, ideally one should chant between that time. I'm not saying one should chant from 3 to 7. If you can do that, great. I know Vaishnavas who do that. They chant 32 rounds in the morning before they go to work. Can you imagine the consciousness? Like you chant like 50,000 names of Krishna and you go to work? Wow. And then you look at your counter beat back. No calling for the day. Done. Very nice. In contrast to all day thinking, 14 rounds to go. And then lunch break. 5 minute mein meeting hai, let me finish one round. Not a right mood. But this Vaishnava that I'm talking about, he goes off to sleep at 9. Wakes up at 3, chants from 3 to 7, 32 rounds, which means 8 rounds an hour, 6 to 7 minutes a round. He chants 32 good rounds sitting close to Tulsi. Doesn't move. Sits like a statue. He sits on an asana for 4 hours, keeps bottles of water, keeps sipping water and doesn't move. Just sits there. And straight one after another, 32 rounds in one sitting. Can you imagine what happens to the consciousness? And he's been doing that for some time, and guess what? He started doing that immediately. Such amazing services he was empowered to do. He manages congregational preaching now, so many bhakti vrikshas under him, and all of them are also chanting 16 rounds, many of them getting initiated. And all of this after he started prioritizing his japa. And his realization was, if you prioritize Krishna, he prioritizes you. So morning chanting. 3 to 7, Krishna walks around, Gauranga walks around, best to chant during that time. So we covered how many points? First point was about the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, meaning the mood of separation. The second was the glories of Panchatattva and Gauranga Nam, the glories of Chaitanya. The third was, as far as the place is concerned, it should be either in the temple, a sacred space close to the deities, or let's say at the lotus feet of Tulsi Maharani. The fourth point was the time as to when it should be. You can chant any time, but ideally the best time to chant is early in the morning. But what does that mean? Please tell me, what are the steps we have to take to wake up early in the morning? Sleep early. What is stopping us from sleeping? Let's back count. We all know that we have to chant early in the morning. What is stopping us from chanting early in the morning? We are not able to wake up. Why are we not able to wake up early in the morning? Because we are not able to sleep early. Why are we not able to sleep early? Because we eat too much. So what is the step that we have to take? What's that, Prabhu? Skip dinner? Okay.
Eat before 7.
Eat before sunset? Naturally if you see animals, birds, insects, never do they eat anything after sunset. They try to keep it very simple. But our culture is such that our breakfast is skipped because early in the morning we have to run. So sometimes it's just salad and then we're standing and eating, or maybe in the car to go something to drink or whatever, just in the car. And then lunch is okay because the dabba we get at work, invariably that is the remnants of the child from previous day school. Does it happen in all homes? No? Like for example, classic Grihastha problem. Kids coming from school. The mother says, hey, you've not eaten your lunchbox. What is this? You've not eaten what I gave you. I gave you 3 parathas and they are exactly as it is. Just because we are part of iskcon doesn't mean dabba has to be as it is. Only our philosophy is as it is. So the dabba is as it is. The lunchbox is as it is. She says, hey, what is this? He said, no, actually, my best friend Chetan, his mom had sent noodles, so I ate that. One Mataji came to me after one class and she said, can you just tell my son to stop eating from others' lunchbox and to eat what I give him? I said, I'm really sorry, Mataji, I can't do that. The person whom I worship on the altar, his mother had the same problem. He would walk around eating in all the other lunch boxes, leaving his lunchbox behind. And the whole of Damodar Leela was because of that. I said, look, all that I can say is that your son is on the right track. That's all I can say. So it oftentimes happens that the 3 parathas comes back. Now she can trash it. Prasad. Where's your Mataji? She's not here. That's what you're saying. Other Prabhujis are still quiet. क्या करें Prabhuji? है बैठी है. बाहर निकलो बात करते हैं. We'll talk outside. We'll take it offline. Let's not get into our household domestic problems. So now the 3 parathas have to be finished. अच्छा सुनो, अच्छा क्या बनाए? वो पराठा है, गरम करके ले लो. So next day that lunch is there. The Bhakta Pada Dhuli Ara Bhakta Pada Jal Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha Tini Mahabal. The remnants of a great Vaishnav. Mahaprasad. My son is a great Vaishnav. And my son is Prahlad. My wife says so. Indirectly saying that I'm here in Nikashipu. She doesn't say that on the face, but indirectly glorifies my son. And I get the point. So, Matajis are liking it. I told you, I'm not biased, you know. We have both sides of the story. It's nice. So, that's the afternoon. But in the evening, what happens, that's the only time when we come home and baith ke aaram se, you know, you can eat. You can sit comfortably. Kya hai khane mein? You know, what is there? All of this is there. I've prepared all this. And we naturally feel like eating. We have had a long day. But this culture has to be broken. Because this is detrimental to our bhakti. If we can eat our last meal before sunset, even if that's heavy, that's fine. That keeps us lasting overnight. Sometimes if you skip dinner, the last meal you've had is at lunch. And you don't eat anything in the middle, eventually can end up in acidity, gastritis and ulcers in the stomach. So it's good to keep having something. Last meal just close to sunset, could be a heavy meal, doesn't matter. Just avoid beans, avoid lots of rice, avoid things which take more time to digest. What happens is that when you have something very heavy after sunset, when we are asleep, our body is still processing what we are eating. So all of that blood flow is used in the digestion. As a result, since the body's focus is on digesting that heavy food, the rest that is needed for the body is less. So even if we sleep for 7 hours, 4 of those hours have been used for digesting the food, and when we get up, we are still tired. So we feel, ek aur ghanta mein so leta hu. I'll sleep 1 more hour and then Krishna, I will come. You're important. Krishna means all attractive, but at 4 o'clock in the morning, my comforter is the all attractive person. My bed, my comforter, my pillow. Krishna, all attractive. So in this way, there has to be some change in lifestyle. Also, sleeping during japa can come because the body is not hydrated enough. When there's lack of water in the body, the blood becomes hot. Naturally, it gives a signal to the brain that the body is very tired, doze off. So if we keep drinking a lot of water, try to regulate your eating in such a way that the last meal is, you eat like a pauper. The breakfast should be had like a prince, king, pauper or a beggar. So in this way, we try to sleep early, so that we wake up and prioritize our chanting. So these were the 4 things that we spoke as far as our 15-point things are concerned. Now we take a break as it's 11:30. We come back at 12 and discuss the other aspects, the mood, what to think when our mind is distracted. And then after that 1 hour, we'll open it for any question and answer on this section. Bolo Shri Harinam Prabhu ki Jai.